Botton Mining 3, Dynamic Mining, Invitation Equity Value, and Burn Mechanism. What is invitation equity value? The equity value obtained by inviting CMID to mine is called the equity value of invitation. Certain conditions are required to obtain the value of the invitation equity. First, at least 500 BOTs can be stored in your wallet address to obtain the invitation right. The invited CMID is a valid CMID with a basic equity value of 10 or more. Only when these two conditions are met can the invitation equity value be obtained. How is the invitation equity value calculated? You can get a 25% equity value reward for your first tier, a 5% equity value reward for your tiers 2 to 9, and a 3% equity value reward for your 10th to 9th tiers. Each CMID can get up to N levels of invitation equity value rewards. Within 9 levels directly invite several valid CMIDs to get down to several levels of rewards. Want to get more levels of invitation equity value rewards beyond 9 levels? You need to meet the following criteria: number of effective CMIDs in the first layer and the sum of accumulated equity value. When the number of layers outside the 9th layer is n, the number of effective CMIDs in the first layer must reach 3n, and the sum of the cumulative equity value must reach the square of 150 times n in order to obtain the invitation rights to the layer outside the 9th layer. Value reward, for example, when n is equal to 1, if you want to get the invitation equity value reward of the 10th layer, the effective CMID of the first layer must reach 3, and the sum of the accumulated equity value of these 3 CMIDs must reach 150. Satisfying both after the above conditions, you can get the invitation equity value reward on the 10th floor. Among them, every 9 valid CMIDs can only take effect on one T5 or T6 account. When there are multiple T5 and T6 accounts, only one account with the highest equity value takes effect. What is the burn mechanism? Mechanism 1. The value of the invitation equity obtained by the user is at most 30 times its own basic equity value. Mechanism 2. When the invited CMID's basic equity value exceeds 10 times its own basic equity value, the reward is calculated based on its own basic equity value. For example, A invites B. A's basic equity value is 10. B's basic equity value is 101, which is more than 10 times that of A. So A can only get its own basic equity value of 10 times 25%, which is equal to 2.5, as your own invitation equity value. But when A's basic equity value is increased to 11, B's basic equity value 101 does not exceed 10 times of A. At this time, it can obtain B's basic equity value 101 times 25%, which is 25.25 as himself, the value of the invitation equity. Mechanism 3 has become T4, T5, T6 level miners. When the BOT balance in their account is lower than 60% of the minimum deposit amount of their own miner level. That is, the T4 miner account balance is less than 6,000 BOT, T5 miner account balance less than 30,000 BOT, T6 miner account balance is less than 60,000 BOT. Then, the miner address will be listed as a special miner address. This type of miner's address can only obtain the basic equity value and working age equity value, and the invitation equity value will be frozen. The invitation equity value can be regained only when the miner level of the miner address is restored to the original level. Invite equity value to recover 10% every week. 7 block days after the generation of basic equity value, invitation equity value can be restored to 10% of the actual invitation equity value. 14 block days after generation of basic equity value, invitation equity value can be restored to 20% of the actual invitation equity value, and so on.